Hello students, आज आम भिडियो पोएम स्टांजा वाइज पढ़ा आरंभ करवा। Today we are going to teach the stanzas of the lesson in detail. I will try to speak in both languages. वही ओडिया और इंग्लिश रे कहया चेष्टा करछि मु। So first let me read out the first stanza of the poem. प्रथम stanza टा पढुछि सुनो। Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Again, tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Note down the difficult words. In the first line, mournful. Mournful, M-O-U-R-N-F-U-L, mournful. The meaning is sad, S-A-D, sad, or depressing, D-E-P-R-E-S-S-I-N-G, or sorrowful, dukkhapunna. Next, numbers. The meaning of numbers is verses, songs, verses or songs, or tunes. ओडिया संगीत कहुच्छे, श्लोक बा संगीत. In the next line, empty dream. Empty dream, meaningless dream, or what you call an illusion. An illusion, I-L-L-E-U-S-I-O-N. In Odia, Brahma, illusion. The next line, third line, soul. A soul refers to an inactive man. A soul, S-O-U-L, soul, refers to an inactive man, or a man who avoids his duties, or a man who keeps himself away from duties. And he is as good as dead. The inactive man is as good as dead. And the next word is slumber. The meaning of slumber is sleep. The meaning of slumber is sleep. So the total meaning, soul is dead that slumbers. The meaning is like a dead man, like a dead man, like a dead man or inactive man, or an inactive man who is in sleep. So, an inactive man cannot see the realities of life. Cannot see the realities of life. In the last line, the things are not what they seem. Seem appear, ଜଣା ପଡ଼ିବା. things, affairs of life. The total meaning is what seems to be bad may not be bad at all. Here it means that there is a difference between reality and appearance. Reality and appearance. What we outwardly see a thing may not be so in reality. May not be so in reality. Sometimes appearance deceives us or cheats us, and this is the concept here. So let me explain the poem. Tell me not in mournful numbers. Just previously I told you, ଆଗରୁ ମୁଁ ତୁମକୁ କହିଛି, ସେ ପଏଟ୍ କାହାରି ସହିତ କଥା କହୁଛନ୍ତି, କାହାରି ସହିତ ଆର୍ଗୁମେଣ୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଏବଂ ଯୋଉ ଲୋକ କି ଲାଇଫ ଉପରେ ନେଗେଟିଭ ଭ୍ୟୁଜ ଦେଇଛି, ସେ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଲାଇଫ ଏକ ପମ୍ପା ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ, ଲାଇଫରେ କୌଣସି ମୂଲ୍ୟ ନାହିଁ, ଲାଇଫ ମୂଲ୍ୟହୀନ, ଲାଇଫରେ ସଂଘର୍ଷର କୌଣସି ମୂଲ୍ୟ ନାହିଁ. And this thing I told you previously. But the poet here strongly opposes this argument. The poet here strongly opposes this argument. The poet does not want to accept it. The poet is not ready to listen this valueless argument on life. So he says in the first line, perhaps to the psalmist who is given these views, negative views. He says, tell me not, means don't tell me. In mournful numbers, in sorrowful voice, in depressing voice, in sad voice, don't tell me. But life is but an empty dream. Means, according to the pessimist, life is nothing, but this is an empty dream. This is an empty dream. And this argument actually is rejected by the poet. And the third line, for the soul is dead that slumbers. The poet here says, the soul, the man who gives such type of negative views on life is an inactive man, or he is in sleep. He keeps himself away from action. That is why he is as good as dead and he cannot see the realities of life. ଏଠାରେ କୁହାଯାଏ soul, ଯେ କି ଅକର୍ମ ଲୋକ, ଯେ ସୁପ୍ତ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ଅଛି, ଆଉ ଯେ ସୁପ୍ତ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ଅଛି ସେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଡ୍ୟୁଟିକୁ ଖିଲାପ କରିଥାଏ ଆଉ ଡ୍ୟୁଟିର କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ ନିଜକୁ ଦୂରେଇକି ରଖିଥାଏ. ତେଣୁ ସେ ମଲା ଲୋକ ସଦୃଶ ବା ମଲା ଲୋକ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ସମାନ ସେ. So here the poet says the man who gives such negative views in life is as good as dead. What he says, he is in slumber. In the last line of the poem, the things are not what is in here. The poet gives us a warning, or gives us a warning. He says, the bad circumstances may not be so bad. They may turn out to be good if we have the mind to seize the opportunity, to catch the opportunity to achieve something in life. Hence we should be positive in our outlook towards life. It says, what we see outwardly, this is not the reality. This is not the reality. Suppose if we see a beggar begging by the roadside, then we should not draw the conclusion that the life is meaningless. The life is very bad. So it is not the meaning. He may have deceived, he may not have done his duties. That is why, because of his action, he is suffering and he is a beggar now. I think all of you are clear about the first stanza of the poem. Then switch over to the second stanza of the poem. Second stanza of the poem, and before teaching the second stanza, I want to tell you one thing. This poem is very, very important for the art students. This poem is very, very important for the art students, for their exam. So art students should be very much careful to understand the poem in detail. And this is something, a difficult poem, very hard to understand. So have patience and try to understand the poem. So let us begin the second stanza. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust thou returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Again, life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust thou returnest, was not spoken of the soul. So let us explain the meaning of the words. In the first and real, something has practical value. Vastava dear. Second word is earnest. Earnest means serious, serious or guruttapurna. Very important. The second line, grave. Grave is a burial place, but here it refers to death. Here grave refers to death. Goal, our aim or destination. Our aim or destination. Goal. Then the third line seems to be something different because it is written in old language, old poetic language. Dust thou art. Here thou art means you are. Thou art means you are. Thou means you. And returnest mean simply return. R-A-T-U-R-N. Return. Thou art means you are. Only thou means you. In the fourth line, soul. Mark here, the soul in the first stanza is something different from the soul in the second stanza. In the second stanza, soul means the inner self or soul that resides in our body. That soul. In Odia there is Atma. So let me explain the poem. The line, first line. The poet here makes it clear that life is real and life is earnest. Previously, he resets the idea rejects the argument that life is meaningless, life is a dream, life has no value. This argument was previously rejected by the poet in the first stanza. In the second stanza, he clarifies that life is real, means life has every reality. The life has every reality. And he says life is honest. Our life is very much serious. Our life is very much important. So, every moment of our lives should be taken seriously. We should give importance to the every moment of our life. Not a single moment of our life should be spared or should be spared or should be wasted without action. Our lives should be packed with action, packed with meaningful action. And the second line he says, and the grave is not its goal. Here he says, grave or death is not the ultimate aim or goal of life. Death or grave is not the ultimate goal of life, not the only goal of life. Because we have come to this world, to perform some duties or assignment that is given by God. So in this world, we have to perform our action to the best. Then here a question arises. What is the goal of life? So we can say the goal of life is action, karma. Goal of life is action or karma. To perform action in life or to perform action is the goal of life. Or you can say to find or to achieve fulfillment in action. Fulfillment in action is the goal of life. Come to the third line. Third line, does thou art to dost thou returnest. This line is taken from the Bible, from the Old Testament, where origin of human beings is mentioned. This is a biblical reference. And according to Christianity, Christian Dharma answer, according to Christianity, human body is made up of four basic elements. Human body is made up of four basic elements. First one is fire, water, air, and earth or dust. Fire, water, air, and fourth one is earth or dust. The Bible says, as man is made up of dust, ultimately he goes back to dust after death. He ultimately mingles in the dust after death. So here the point is, according to Bible, human body is temporary. It perishes. It decays. It perishes or it decays. This line tells about the transitoriness of human body. That human body is temporary. It decays. And the fourth line was not spoken of the soul. Here the poet says what the Bible says about human body. The Bible says human body is temporary because it decays, it perishes, it decomposes into its basic element, that is are to dust. But here he says in the last line, this point or this theory is not applicable to soul. This point or this theory of the Bible is not applicable to the soul because human soul is permanent. Human soul is eternal. As we know, the journey of life does not come to an end with the death of human beings. ଜୀବନ ଯାତ୍ରାର ସମାପ୍ତି ଘଟେ ନାହିଁ ମଣିଷର ମୃତ୍ୟୁ ପାଖରେ। ଜୀବନ ଯାତ୍ରା କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରିଥାଏ ମଣିଷ ମରିଗଲା ପରେ ବି। Yet the Bible says journey of life continues even after death. Continues even after death. The human soul that continues to live beyond death, it does not die with the death of human body. It does not die with the death of human body. That is why human soul is permanent, human soul is eternal. So sometimes here a question arises, what does the poet say about human soul? You can write like this, human soul is permanent or eternal. It does not die with the death of human body. It continues to live even after death or beyond death. And this is all about the second stanza. I think go through these stanzas in detail, line by line. And if you have any doubt, text me what is a doubt. So I think it is enough for today. And in the next lesson, we'll begin from the third stanza of the poem. Thank you, best of luck. Stay home, stay safe.